Hello everyone, my project is Burnout Sentinel, an early warning system for student burnout. This version is 0.1.0, a working MVP prototype built for UAB students in high-demand academic program. My central research question is, can a machine learning support planning tool help students identify overload and reduce burnout risk by providing personalized weekly planning recommendations? Everything you will see today is my answer to that question. Students in high-demand program, especially healthcare-related discipline, often carry more than 20 tasks per week. Coursework, labs, clinical rotation, exams, project, and personal obligation all compete for the same limited time. When this demand build up, students experience more than just stress, burnout affect motivation, concentration, emotional well-being, and academic performance. For students in health fields, it's also erode confidence and long-term career readiness. The problem is not that students are unaware of their tasks. The problem is that their existing planning tools are purely productivity tools. They track volume, but they do not evaluate whether a student's schedule is realistic or healthy. By the time burnout symptoms appear, sleep, performance, and well-being are already compromised. Students need a signal earlier than that. So the solution is burnout sentinels let students enter their quickly input and immediately receive an explainable risk assessment. On the workload side, total tasks, high priority tasks, study hours, exam count, and clinical hours. On the recovery side, average sleep, self-reported stress from 1 to 10, and free buffer time. My hypothesis, drawn from burnout research, is that higher task volume, greater time demand, reduced sleep, and limited recovery time predict higher burnout risk. The system tests that hypothesis against every week a student enters. The output is a score from 1 to 100, a risk label, the contributing factor behind that score, and specific recommendation for balance the week. Not a black box, every number is explained. So this is how it works. The scoring engine works in 2 layers, base risk and amplifiers. For base risk, I normalize 5 workload pressure, task count, critical tasks, total load hours, exam counts, and clinical hours. We combine those into demand score, then add recovery deficit score from sleep hour and buffer time, and stress signal from the student self-reports. The base risk formula weight demand at 55%, recovery deficit at 30%, and stress at 15%. The second layer is amplifier. Sleep deficit and buffer deficit do not just add points, they multiply the impact of demand. Low sleep means the same workload hit harder. This is intentional and match how burnout actually works. Additional amplifier apply for task compression, deadline clustering, and extend clinical hours. What makes this explainable is how we compose the final score. We calculate the score sequentially based on each amplifier and take the delta at each step, so the UI can show exactly sleep amplifier at 11 points, buffer amplifier at 5 points, user see at math, not sure the outcome. So the dashboard It's gonna show the live scoring, what if simulator, train chart, research signal fields, out session, visual audio. So for the what if simulator is the feature I are the most proud of. You adjust the slider, reduce 2 tasks, and add an hour split, and the risk score update instantly. The app bring improvement suggestion automatically and show you the best first. For example, reduce 2 tasks and sleep 1 hour more. Risk drop from 76 to 52. Student can treat the planner like a control panel, not just a report. The live risk scoring panel call the fast API endpoint at from endpoint in here, and return an explainable score and label in real time. The score breakdown show the largest point. Contributor to student know exactly what to change first. The trend chart save weekly snapshot and plot risk over time with threshold line and 40 for moderate and 70 for high. So you can see the glance whether a student health is improving or worsen over the week. I also built the research signal feed, validating external research link with infinite scroll, so students can connect their experience to literature behind this scoring model. And the app has full login, sign up, flow with state specific audio and visual feedback. And this is a technical stack. It's the front end runs on Next.js with TypeScript, style with Tailwind CSS, recharge for visualization, and Zot for input validation. The backend is Fast API with Python and Pydantic deploy on render. The front end deploy on Vercel, but it's not updated right now. I just run it on local right now. For auth and data persistence, I have the cookie session flow today with the Prisma or ORM and SQLite. For MVP storage, the stack is already to upgrade to PostgreSQL and next off or collect when needed. The most important architecture decision is at the bottom of the diagram. The scoring engine is fully decoupled from the front end. We collect enough pilot data to train a scikit-learn model. Logistic regression, decision tree, or random forest, I replace the engine without changing the single line of front-end code. The API contracts stay the same. For the impact and value, this project is an intersection of computer science, student wellness, and public health. Rather than measuring burnout after it happened, the focus is prevention. The shift I proposing is simple: reactive to preventive. Instead of waiting until students feel overwhelmed, Burnout Sentinel give them an early indicator during planning before they commit to a week that will cost them. If this tool works as designed, the outcome better time management awareness, earlier recognition of overloaded, healthier study habit, and more sustainable academic experience for high-stress student population. For UAB students in health-related discipline specifically, where burnout can affect not just the GPA but clinical confidence and career readiness. This is not nice to have. This is a genuine support gap worth filling. Also, for the future work, to validate the model, we will evaluate two-way the model evaluation with the ML, schedule persistence, full user account, and campus integration. This is a future work, so I'm not sure how it's gonna look like, but this is the first step. And closing, one last point before we close, before we get into the demo application. Burnout Sentinel is just a diagnostics tool. It does not replace counseling or medical care. It is a planning support tool, one that is transparent about its math, honest about its limit, and designed to empower students, not label them. It turns weekly schedule into actionable risk insight, so students can rebalance before overload become burnout. So this is for the presentation. Now we're gonna move to the demo. Here's the code, and I'm already run the front end and the back end of the application. So this is how it's gonna look like. So for this application, we have the news with the code. Each one changing over the time. We can click here to see the updated. This one is the daily feed, unlimited daily feed we already mentioned. It's gonna show the sources to prove that burnout is not good, and it's unlimited. Updates every time. You can see here. Then you go back to there. You have the system here, the planner input, the risk summary, what if simulator, workload snapshot, risk trend, and you can drag and move it that you want to if you like to, but I'm gonna keep it at default. Then we have information here, login space, read research, send feedback to me, and I haven't opened it yet. It's in the future I'm gonna get. So for example, I'm in the final exam right now, and I have a heavy, and we can expand here. We can input like you have how many total tasks you'll have, critical tasks, study hour, exam or check off, label or clinical hour, average sleep. This is for recovery, average sleep, stress level, buffer time. So this is my recommendation. I'm gonna click here. Then it have a total load, pressure, and recovery buffer. Then I'm gonna click here. Then it's gonna show the burnout risk, and this is how it's gonna work. And if you don't know how this number is shown, it's have the little button here. It's gonna show how it's gonna calculate why the formula is useful and instruction how to use it. Then after we calculate, we can have some recommendations for next step to protect the sleep, because this sleep is too small, I think. Yeah, the sleep is not so good, so it's recommended to have more sleep right here. If we have like more sleep, and also you can input right here. You can collapse if you like. So this one is good right now, and this one is the score data. It shows the a lot of point here. This is for recommendation. You can apply change if you like to have like more space, less risk, and after that you can save for a snapshot. Then it have the workload snapshot too. It have the risk trend too, but it have at least 2 weeks. So this is 1 week, first week. I'm gonna do for the second week. Example. Then I click here. Then it's gonna show the chart right here. Then after you finish or you calculate it, you can log in and register to save your audit of your data. So that's a quick look from the front end. Then we can also build for the backend too. When I run the backend, I go to this link, so status is okay, so which is ready to use. This is for the backend. We can call it in the terminal right here, and you can execute. So it have the command line that you can copy it. Then you go to the code, then you paste it, then it will show the data here, which means instead of you go to my website to input the data, so you can build your own, like you can get from this data on the command line and you can build your own app. Then it will show the same thing. So that is all about my presentation. So thank you for listening to here. If you're here, thank you so much.